I hope you're having a great Sunday. Well, we're going to launch the new challenge for next week. Now, a lot of you have been intermittent fasting and dry fasting over the last couple of months with great benefits. Some of you are still struggling. Well, what we're going to do is break this challenge down into three little parts that we do this week. What we're going to try and do is have our dinner as early as possible. Now, I know this may be difficult for some people who come home late from work and vice versa, but where there's a will, there's a way. We always find a way to do it. What we're trying to achieve to the next challenge is we want to try to have our dinner as early as possible, and we want to stop our food and our water at a particular time and build at least a minimum of 12 hours, between your last meal and the next meal that you have next morning. Now, people who have been dry fasting and intermittent fasting are automatically doing this, but for everyone else, what we're trying to do is build a cycle. You see, the human body works according to the principles of nature, which is rhythm. Every human body has a particular rhythm in it. Now, a lot of mistakes that people make when they intermittent and dry fast is, for example, some people start their fast at about 7 o'clock in the evening, the next day they do it at 10 o'clock, the next day they do it at midnight. They keep changing the cycles of fasting, and that isn't good for you. In fact, that'll make your body more acidic over time, because then your body doesn't know whether you're beginning to fast or whether you're really just missing your meals or depriving your body of food. So when you're intermittent or dry fasting, you want to try to keep almost the same time, give and take maybe half an hour to an hour here and there. So then your body recognizes a rhythm and a pattern, and that is true intermittent and dry fasting. You can't keep changing the timings every day because you confuse trillions of your cells in your body. Your body has a memory, your mind has a memory, your muscles have a memory. It works according to the rhythms. So when you fix the timings, everything in your body works according to that rhythm. So we're not going to call it intermittent or dry fasting, but what we're trying to do is have your dinner as early as possible if you can. And then post your dinner, you're going to be off food and off water for a minimum of 12 hours. Now, we naturally do this if we aim for about 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if we keep a gap of about 3 hours, which we should, between dinner and bedtime. So in case you finish your dinner later, then you want to try to keep a minimum of 12 hours. If you finish it earlier, it's good for people who enjoy their breakfast, because then you wake up in the morning, you've broken your 12-hour fast, and then you can have your breakfast and then, head out to the gym or to work or whatever it is. But what we're trying to do is get the body used to a minimum gap of 12 hours. Now, of course, on people who have medical issues and who need to take their medications and stuff like that, that's different for you. You want to make an informed judgment about doing this. The second benefit of doing this is a lot of people wake up every night to urinate. Some people once, some people twice, some people even thrice. Now, this disturbs your sleep cycle, and we all know the importance of sleep at night. So by finishing your water intake earlier in the day or right after your food, what's going to happen is you're going to reduce the amount you urinate, and maybe not even wake up once in the night to urinate. So you're actually getting better sleep because your cycle isn't going to be disturbed. So 12 hours is what we're going to try to aim for. If you're new to this, you may do 9 hours, then add 10 hours, then move it to 11 and move it to 12. But naturally, we can do with 12 hours of a complete fast. In that 12 hours, your digestive system will clean up, the energy consumption is going to be lesser, everything's going to work better for you. Now, remember, if you're going to do this during the day, you want to make sure that you're hydrated enough, because you don't want to be less hydrated and then fast off food and water for 12 hours. That's going to be harmful to your health. So we got to be mindful that we're hydrated throughout the day, and right after dinner, maybe as early as sunset or 7 or 8, we begin our 12-hour fast, no food and no water. Like I always tell people, listen to your body. The first 1 or 2 or 3 days may be a little bit of a challenge because you're used to having your dinner late and you're used to sipping on water right through the day, even right before you go to sleep. But train the body. The first, the second, the third day after that, it's going to be a breeze. But there's a lot of magic that's going to happen in these 12 hours, because too many of us are eating food all the time. We never give our digestive system a break. We're constantly producing acids to break down the little food, the little snacks that we're constantly munching on throughout the day. And we all understand today that there's a lot of magic which happens in the fasting phases of the human body. Today there are several people who just do a 12-hour fast and they're absolutely fit and fine. It works for them. Some people need 14 hours, some people need 16, some people need 18. Many people make it a fad and they compete with their friends or they compete with what they read on social media. That's harmful to your body. Listen to your body. Everyone's body is unique and everyone's body will require a different period and a different frequency of fasting. And the only answer that anyone can give you is your own body. That's the first part of the challenge. The second part of the challenge, because whenever we talk about health, we don't want to just focus on the physical self. You see, one question that I ask most of my patients who come to me, do you feel appreciated in life? You won't believe the number of people out there today, be it children, adults, senior citizens, parents, lovers, bosses, colleagues, whatever it is, who don't feel appreciated. Appreciation is something that human beings, they crave for it. They crave for appreciation. Now, how many of us feel good when we're appreciated? When we're appreciated, everything changes in us. All those trillion cells vibrate with a new energy, with a positive energy, and we feel so good. And the people, whatever you get appreciated for, you want to do more of it. You know, it's a beautiful, magical energy that transfers from one person to another. Now, we shouldn't be just sitting there waiting for appreciation. If we don't have appreciation in our lives, the only way to get it is to genuinely start appreciating people around you. You see, we don't have to really look hard. It's just that we don't live mindful lives. Whenever you look at a person, think of a person, there is always something good in them to find that you can appreciate. You know, we're too busy judging and finding the negatives in people to talk about and stuff like that, because the more negative things we talk about other people, it just makes us feel better about ourselves. Now, we can change that energy by appreciating other people. It could be anyone. It could be your lover, your boss, your colleague, your child, or whatever it is. So throughout the next week, every single day, because every habit that we build only happens with practice, practice, and practice. We've done gratitude challenges before and all of that stuff. This week, to add to the 12 hours of fasting, what we're going to do is at the end of our day, find 3 people that we can appreciate genuinely from our heart. You see, if you have to make up appreciation about someone or it's flattery, that doesn't change the energy or develop the energy that I'm trying to talk about. You know, if you really think and you sit down, you can find 3 people in your life every single day to appreciate. It could be the person who delivers milk to your house, the person who cleans for you, cooks for you, your boss, your colleague, or whatever it is. And you got to really think about this person and find something in them that you can appreciate about them. Now, you can think about it, you can send them a message, you can send them a mail, you can call them up, whatever it is, whatever your way is to express that appreciation. But one thing that I can promise you, the more appreciation that you put out there, the more appreciation you will get in your life. A lot of people in today's world complain about, you know, the inability to find motivation, the inability to get inspiration, or they get inspiration, they get motivation, and it's short-lived. It quickly disappears. You know, we need to change the energies in us and around us if we truly want to feel motivated or inspired. We can read self-help books, watch videos, and feel good for a short period of time. But if we kind of create the energy in us and around us, the internal environment and the external environment, your life will change. Everything will change. You can have the most stress in the world, grief in the world, the most problems in the world, but you can control the energy that you build. And that energy depends on 2 people, you, another person, or the people around you. And you are involved in creating that energy. A lot of people sit back thinking that other people have to first start appreciating them before you start appreciating them. That is called ego and pride. We all need it, but the difference is when it's inflated. Your ego and pride, then we wait for other people to do things which we should be doing irrespective. And that's how you build an energy, a very, very positive energy. So the next week's challenge is going to be the 12 hours of fasting that I spoke about. Make an informed decision if you're on medicines and all of that stuff. Don't make this a fad, okay? Works for you, do it. Doesn't work for you, don't do it. And appreciation. 3, 2, 1 person per night, whatever it is. But do it for 7 days, and I can promise you, share your feedback, because all the feedback that you share inspires other people to do the same. Because, you know, amongst our audience, amongst everyone, we have people who are skeptics, people who are critical about things, we have cynics, and that's all fine. But the more we put out the positive change that happens, the more people get inspired. Sometimes your one little message will inspire so many people who are reading it. So keep sharing your feedback, because the new lifestyle is religion. And the new religion is lifestyle. And the only way we can make this work and spread this is by everyone doing their little part every single day. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.